I'm in sound and I saw Star Trek The Deadly Years. It is directed by Joseph Penvey, written by David P. Harmon, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts and we're following the USS Enterprise. They have a landing party going down to this place and there's nobody there. They're looking around. Chekhov finds a person dead and he's like, ah! He finds a person dead in like one of the buildings and then they all come and investigate. It's like, what's happening here? I thought everybody was like underneath their 20s. What's going on? And then an old couple comes along and they're like, hello. Hello, guys. They look old. How old are you guys? Well, 27 and 26 years old. And I'm like, oh, something is happening here. There must be some sort of virus that's causing these people to get really old. They take these two up to the sick bay, and everybody else in the landing party also goes back to the Enterprise and does their usual thing. These two guys, these two people, are just now dead after a couple days in the sick bay. And it's like, what happened here? What's going on? Kirk is like, we have to stay here until we figure out what's going on. And then the crew starts showing signs of aging, specifically the crew that went down to the surface, like McCoy, Kirk. Chekhov's not showing any signs at all. Spock is showing signs. A couple other people are showing signs. But what is up with Chekhov that he is not showing any sort of signs of aging whatsoever? And McCoy is on the case. He's like, I gotta figure this out. And I'm like, you go, guy. It seems like you have figured out the rate of aging, which is 30 years per day, which is terrible. Also, there's these chicks, right? These chicks that were down there. They come in, they're like, I'm old. I'm like, that sounds terrifying. Please, I don't ever want to have this sort of... If I got this sort of disease or virus or whatever that caused me to age 30 years in a day, I'd be dead in like 2 days, pretty much. Oh boy. So of course Kirk's here. He's like, I am not leaving. And he is clearly getting older. He's getting so much older. Also, there's a Commodore that's on a time schedule where he's like, I gotta go to this particular base, man. He's just kind of just chilling there. He has no battle-ready experience, really. And so Kirk is insisting on staying in command when his mental faculties are becoming diminished. Like, he's repeating orders. He's saying things over and over again. He's like, why is everyone questioning me? And I like that part because it's like, no one's questioning you, dude. You're just angry that you're getting old. And he really insists on staying in the captain's chair. The Commodore is going behind the captain's back to Spock and is like, hey, could you like take over? And Spock's like, no, dude, I have the same affliction. And it just so happens that Vulcan lives for like hundreds and hundreds of years, but I still have the same affliction. The same thing would still happen. You should take over. And so the Commodore does take over. But I like how the captain's just, I want to keep my ship. It's my ship. I'm the captain. I'm the captain. It transitions from worry about his ship more so to him having ultimate power. And I'm like, is this like an old people thing? The older you get, the more ultimate power you want and less concern about everyone else around you? Is that what happens when you age? Like, Kirk, I learned in this episode, he is 34 years old. But the computer identifies him as like a 60 to 70-year-old. And there's like a whole trial on whether Kirk is good enough to even stay in command. And also we're passing through the neutral zone between the Klingons and the Federation. Uh-oh, we're no longer in the neutral zone. There's a bunch of Klingons, and the Commodore is like, what do I do? 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 And he's like freaking out. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm frozen, dude. Oh, wow. This is a tense situation to get old in, Kirk. Why did you have to do that? But more seriously though, I do like how McCoy's like, well, I gotta find some sort of cure. What is causing these aging effects? Oh, you mean it was the comet that was like passing through this particular planet. The Commodore is like, well, we gotta leave it then. So they leave and then they go into Klingon territory, whatever. But during this, we also have McCoy's creating a cure based on adrenaline, because Chekhov had adrenaline pumping through his body and nobody else did. He got scared. He was like, ah, you know? And I like it because it goes to show that adrenaline's cool. I like adrenaline. But more importantly though, adrenaline is the only thing making these people not old. Then get them scared, scare them up, scare them straight, do all the scaring, give them the cure. Scare them, there's a risk with the cure, anyone could die. It can either kill you or make you young. And Kirk's like, I'll do it, I'll start, okay, now I'm young, okay, I'm gonna take over the ship. And then once he takes over the ship and he's young, what's beautiful about this is that he has great, and I mean great, battle plan strategy. The Commodore was like, we gotta send a distress signal. Hey, use code 2. Uhura's like, oh, they broke code 2. He's like, then use code 3. Kirk, his strat is like, use code 2. And then Uhura's like, it's already broken. He's like, use code 2. And then the message that he sends is like, we have Corbomite. I like that reference to the Corbomite maneuver episode. I remember that. He used the exact same thing. He used the exact same principle in this fight against the Klingons. And back then, you know, I like it. So he's like, oh yeah, by the way, if we have the self-destruct button set to like a minute, and we have Corbomite, which will wipe out a whole quadrant of the space, and then the Klingons hear this and they scatter, and the Enterprise uses this as an opportunity to go warp 8, go very vroom, and warp 8's not very good on the ship, so they have to go vroom and then rest somewhere. And they're going vroom in the direction of where the Commodore has to go, and I'm like, yeah, the captain's back. Oh, good old young captain, not 60 or 70-year-old captain who keeps insisting on how he's captain, you know? But I get it, like, he's aging in like 2-3 days. And so of course he's insisting on staying the captain, even though his mental facilities were going down. They end nice and safe. The Romulans don't got him. And it's a nice day for everyone. Woo, everybody gets what they want. I like this episode a lot. It's also fun to see the actors and the actresses have aging face makeup on. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty nifty. The makeup production crew did a pretty great job with this. And also I like seeing the behavior of a young person versus like a really old person, and it's like completely different. I also really like seeing Spock with gray in his beard. Mwah. Beautiful touch. Mwah. Everyone with gray in their beard, I thought it was pretty cool aesthetic. So I gotta give this episode, it's a solid 7.9 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track movie review, you can do that for $20 Redinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you want to help support the daily grindiness of all the daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Find the way you can help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, so go here. And until next time, in salad saw, I see you later, my sacretons and bacon bits. Beam me up!